We have a bunch of stories. McDonald's has a lot of stuff going on. Plus,
Liquor supply is the liquor supply recovery could take years. Next on the Kitchen News.
and even more fun stuff, a certain candy has also returned, and we have an arrest. All that and much more next on the Kitchen News.
It's real food news live with Lennon's Kitchen and Alex Parrott on the Kitchen News.
All right, everybody, welcome to the Kitchen News. It is, of course, your monthly dose of everything food news. I am the awesome Lennon's Kitchen.
And I am Alex Perez on this September 25th, 2021. It's 5:29 p.m. We begin with some news coming out of the liquor supply.
Yes, that's right, drinkers. So, ladies and gentlemen,
The liquor shortage caused by a COVID-19 pandemic persists in some states. A fair warning for your next trip to the liquor store. Several states across the U.S. are still experiencing booze shortages related to the pandemic. It's unclear when the supply will be able to meet demand. It could take a while, but we don't know.
It could take a while. So pretty much a lot of things are getting shortened. Remember we talked about tequila? Also, Patron, I think, is getting shortened too.
Why liquor is running low in many states. According to Osgo and others, there are problems at nearly every step of the alcohol beverage supply chain. Some producers are struggling to source glass bottles. The cost to import liquor from overseas has shot up because of price increases in international shipping. And actually delivering the booze to bars, restaurants, and other vendors has been hampered by a shortage of truck drivers. Yes, there is also a shortage of truck drivers. Early in the pandemic, it was common to find libations low in stock after some liquor stores briefly closed amid statewide lockdowns and skyrocketing consumer demand for alcohol. Shortages like from Vermont to New Jersey to Ohio persist more than a year later. Some of them are rationing their liquor supply amid going to supply chain issues.
Ooh.
And this is what it means for drinkers. And we're going to read the most important parts of the article.
Yes.
The statewide policy change in Pennsylvania, which stems from the fact that its government controls the sale of spirits and operates all of Commonwealth's retail stores and affects millions of residents. We believe the shortages are out of their control. Chuck Moran, executive director of Pennsylvania Licensed Beverage and Tavern Association, said state of board's decision. Unfortunately, since taverns and licensed restaurants, as well as the general consumer who walks into a state liquor store, are at the tail end of the chain, it does have a negative impact.
Yes.
Yes, it does.
Isn't that something?
Yes.
Now we turn to an arrest from a former governor of Massachusetts.
The judge is allowing him
a former mayor. There are two different things. A governor runs the state. A mayor runs the city.
Surrender to federal prison.
We don't need to watch this video.
All righty, here we go.
Former Fall River Mayor Giselle Correa sentenced to 6 years on remaining charges. A former Massachusetts mayor was sentenced to 6 years in prison on Tuesday after being convicted of extorting marijuana businesses that want to operate in the city. The judge handed down the punishment for ex-Fall River Mayor Giselle Correa after tossing several convictions stemming from allegations that he swindled investors who backed a smartphone app he created. Correa, who was 29, was convicted in May on multiple counts of wire fraud, filing false tax returns, and extortion. But several fraud and tax charges were thrown out of the court for the 2-day sentence hearing. U.S. District Judge Douglas Woodlock determined Monday that prosecutors failed to show the wires or electronic communications that were used to process the checks Correa got from the investors. He also ruled the prosecutors failed to provide 2 counts of filing false tax returns. Correa, who has insisted that he was innocent and the real truth will eventually come out, did not make a statement during the hearing in Boston federal court because he's still challenging his remaining convictions. When questioned about the issue on Tuesday, however, both the prosecution and the defense said no deal was ever offered to Correa. testimony in Corriera's trial lasted 2 weeks, during which time attorneys painted contrasting pictures of a shrewd con man driven by greed to line his own pockets or a victim lies who never committed a crime. He insisted since his 2018 arrest that he was innocent and blamed the accusation on his political enemies. He never took the stand in defense and just called 3 witnesses. And that's it for that part.
Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty
Very-
crazy. There's a lot of crazies in this world.
Very shocking. All right, now we have some good news that I want to turn to. We have a new candy that is making a comeback.
It's newsed. Y'all remember Cream Savers?
Yeah.
In the 2011, they discontinued Cream Savers, and the famous hard candy are coming back next month. And this was August 30th, so that's this month
Mm-hmm.
because it's September 25th. The tender void in the hearts of candy lovers and the purses of grandmothers is being filled with the return of Cream Savers. The famous treat is back after a decade of being discontinued to supply candy dishes and satisfy the sweet tooth for those who remember from their youth, like me. The hard candy will return to shelves in mid-September at all 1,414 Big Lots locations across 47 states. They came in fruit and tropical dessert blends as well. They're being reintroduced by Mars and Wrigley iconic candy with those 2 flavors, strawberries and cream and orange and cream. Of course, you got the traditional strawberry. Gotta have that. Do you remember Cream Savers?
I don't think I honestly, if I did try them, I probably was very little.
I wasn't really a fan of Cream Savers when I was a kid.
Mm.
And
All right,
now
what else?
we got something pretty interesting. Nabisco
Yes.
bakers across the U.S. are going on strike.
Oh,
Right?
yes. Mm-hmm.
Here's why. Hundreds of workers at Nabisco bakeries across the country are on strike over a proposal to change their work shifts and health care benefits. You got all your cookies right over here.
Yes.
Hundreds of union employees at 3 Nabisco bakeries that made Oreo and Chips Ahoy cookies and Ritz crackers as well to protest proposed changes amid contract negotiations with its parent company, Melendez with an O International Incorporated. Approximately 200 workers at a factory in Portland, Oregon have been on strike for 2 weeks and were joined on Monday by 400 employees at Nabisco's bakery in Richmond. No wonder Portland's so screwed up. On Tuesday, workers at Nabisco's bakery in Chicago also walked off the job to go on strike. Employees at the sales distribution in Aurora, Colorado joined the strike on August 12th. All the workers on strike are members of the bakery, confectionery, tobacco workers, and grain millers International Union, which announced the Chicago strike Thursday. Union leaders say that Melendez has proposed switching from 8-hour shifts 5 days a week to 12-hour shifts 3 or 4 days a week without overtime, increased mandatory work on weekends without extra pay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's probably a good reason why.
Yeah, that's.
I could imagine that. I mean,
I used to work for a union. That was Slaveway.
yeah.
I like Safeway as a customer.
Yeah.
I do my shopping at Costco and Safeway.
Yes. But yes, 12-hour shifts, 4 days a week, like 5 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Unless if you're getting overtime or double time,
Mm-hmm.
that's not worth it.
All right, kids and adults. Well, we have your favorite restaurant, Mr. Clowney. The Big
Yeah,
Arch
we're gonna.
has
Huh?
a lot has a lot of stuff going on.
Yes, they're phasing out plastic
So we're
toys and
gonna move
Happy
to-
Meals. McDonald's plan to drastically reduce the plastic in its Happy Meal toys worldwide by 2025. The burger giant said Tuesday it's working on with toy companies to develop new ideas, such as 3-dimensional cardboard superhero kits that can build or board games with plant-based or recycled game pieces. It's also exploring using recycled plastic toys to make new restaurant trays. Chicago-based McDonald's sells more than 1 billion toys each year. The company says the new goal will reduce virgin plastic use by 90% compared to the 2018 levels. Already in the United Kingdom and Ireland, McDonald's restaurants are only offering soft toys, paper-based toys or books. Burger King removed plastic toys from kids' meals in the UK in 2019. So if you like the plastic toys in your Happy Meals, well, better get them while you still can.
Yes, and I think they're also getting rid of soft drinks for kids, I believe. I'm not...
I have not heard that yet.
Do we have any more stories?
Well, not really, no.
Oh wow! Well, yeah.
We got the cow. We got the cow.
Oh yes, we have a crazy, funny story here, guys. So, speaking of McDonald's, a cow was spotted at a McDonald's.
Holy cow is right. Jessica Nelson was waiting in the McDonald's drive-thru line in Marshfield, Wisconsin last Thursday when she realized there was something unusual about a fellow customer a few cars ahead of her. There was a cow in the back seat. And I know what you're thinking. How can a car fit a full-sized cow? Well, we're going to get to that in just a bit. That's when she took out her camera phone to capture the scene. And with the caption, "A whole freaking cow." Oh, great. Hold on. I got to refresh this page so you can see the photo. There it is. Credits goes to Jessica Nelson for this video. I've never seen a cow inside a car.
Unless
it was a Buick, by the way.
Why did it stop at? Why? Let me ask you this: why did it stop at its own body parts and not go to the opposite one, Chick-fil-A?
Yeah, I hope it's not going there to get slaughtered. But it's probably a pet cow and wants to go along.
No.
It's funny. It went viral. Up the next morning, 52,000 views and more than 2,000 shares. All because an old man drove through McDonald's with a cutie cow. I wish I was able to give him all the credit. I just shot the video. It's gotten over 249,000 views since the original video was posted on August 26th. And now, with all the news explained, now let's go to our traffic report with Lennon's Kitchen. Lennon, how's the traffic looking out there?
Well, as you can see, the traffic is looking very quiet.
If you go on here on Interstate 37, you'll see there is some sluggish traffic going both ways. So you're going to expect some delays over there. All the other highways, including Interstate 10, 90, 330, 353, are all good. And as we go into downtown San Antonio, you can see that there are many roads that are closed at the Alamo Plaza, which are closed until December 2021. It's 5:42. Let's go to the weather.
Yes.
As you can see, the current temperature right now is 84 degrees, and we have a high tomorrow of 91. So while it stay cool, we also got some scattered thunderstorms coming our way mid next week. And here's your extended look. And there you go, folks.
Look at that weather.
Yep. So, some crazy stories today.
Crazy stories, yes. And guys, I think that's going to do it for this shortened edition of the Kitchen News.
Yes, it is. I'd like to thank Mr. Vergara for always giving me this opportunity to do this every month.
Yes, and I want to thank Mr. Paris for coming on here every month, guys. Make sure you, if it's real news, if you want to send me articles, make sure it's real news, not from Concentrate. I'll see you guys next time.
Good night, everybody.
Mm-hmm.